Holding on to the 1970s with the very last bobby pin, it's Very Gravy Special on KNOT.
Best to stop aging. I'm asking for a vampire. Why would a boss pay for silence? I'm asking for a housemaid. Cryogenics will last how long? I'm asking for the frozen. And why would a sphinx riddle vampires? Why pretend to be a doctor? Why constantly dust off disco balls? And why are the village people uprising? And why?
KNOT tonight, it's Mood Ring Science on High Demand Careers with Dr. McCallovich. But first, all aboard the Volks McCall for Fitch McCall. Electroclash pioneer Soviet and everyone's favorite Neon's Gone Mad usher in the 80s as they play the Star-Crossed, no-budget, Grave Mood Ring 79 PM. Episodes just keep flashing back. Back! The director is whack. We're in a cul-de-sac. Literally, at the end of a lane. Such an absurd scene we were drawn into. Caught up in a fanzine. Sickos keep haunting you. We listen for applause lost in pea soup. Soup. We can never go back to the focus group. Focus? These glasses?
Our backstory is a chrysalis,
caught in the state of a forgotten mess. I've applied for a second duster. Running in stages, time slots get old fast. With the passing of seasons, that makes it after last. All our moods revealed in stone, dancing on to disco tones. One eye on your jocular vein, let's fly through the astral plane. Molehill mounts are piles of beans. We can throw those off screens. Cleans up the libertines. Let's rerun all our favorite scenes. Let's hang tight in small screens, like those in machines. Let's hang tight in small screens, like those in machines. Well, I'll be put back in in my cryogenic capsule and then out for Easter.
All right, you hordes, Open Mic Night now welcomes Wincha May Caller. Here on the walls on bodies scroll.
Faster!
Two's on one who went away.
Prestissimo!
It made me cry, I'll tell you why. Somebody had this to say.
Allegro!
Somebody misses someone's kiss. Someone made somebody blue.
Vivace!
Somebody's heart beats for someone's sweetmeats. Dear moon ring, are they sighing too?
Evening, Viscount. Hey, I dig the tautological staff.
Thank you, Doctor. We've been coming up a few affectations short in the Nielsen ratings.
Uh-oh. I know Vitch McCall's open to the public for disco night, but 13 busloads of zombies just pulled up.
That's fine.
It's fine?
Yes, they're out of copyright. Each tour bus contains 37 royalty-free zombies, including the driver.
Oh, so they're public domain. That explains their proliferation.
Not only that, it explains how they became zombies to begin with. You see, Doctor, when one's copyright is allowed to lapse, one's proprietary soul expires. And yet the corporeal framework continues to exist in perpetuity, wandering aimlessly and mindlessly hither and yon, perpetually hungry for the intellectual property that has been ceded.
You mean they eat brains?
In a word, yes.
Well, as long as they observe the niceties of polite society.
At any rate, it can't be any worse than those royalty-free It's a Wonderful Undeath ghouls who crashed Monte Carlo night. All on credit, too, since the undead always seem to leave their wallets behind.
Hey, you can't take it with you.
No, that's in copyright till 2034, though this hinges on legislation that we in the 1970s don't know about yet. But the good news is we at Vitch McCall are safe from having our brains devoured, because we're so stupid that it's not worth the trouble.
Oh, I see. It would be like eating celery, where the calories expended exceed those consumed. Boy, speaking as a doctor, I sure appreciate your specialist expertise in matters pertaining to undeadedness.
We do have some related experience, after all.
If you don't mind my asking, Viscount, how do you feel about being undead?
It's a living.
You know, I'm thinking of embarking on an everlasting existence myself. I was looking at one of those 1,000 donuts you must eat before you die books, and I figured that if I just make a point of not eating a few of the mandated donut varieties, my immortality will be guaranteed. Technically, all it would take would be one uneaten donut, but I'd want a margin for error, since you never know when you might accidentally eat an unanticipated donut.
It has certainly happened to us. And now, if you will leave us, Doctor, we would be alone.
You would be?
Yes, exactly. We would be, if you would simply leave.
But what about...
No, zombies don't count against aloneness. It's part of their appeal. And now, the gripping conclusion of tonight's episode of Grave Mood Ring.
Somebody's crying all night long. Why couldn't someone be true?
You've got to play faster.
Somebody misses somebody's kisses, and somebody's someone is you.
I am losing this audience.
You've won a bespoke tour. Your lines will be right here. And though we hope it's funny, it ain't no Moliere.
Oh, welcome to stately Vitchmick Hall. Our grand tour will begin in this mostly empty room, with just this single immense piece of furniture here, like an internal buttress, and the blob there, like an amoeboidal alien. Which might you wish to know more about? In any ordinary room, it would be. But here, it falls into perfect scale, don't you think? If you're referring to the one we assume you are. We've no idea. It could be a Baroque altarpiece, an East Asian throne, even perhaps a gigantic examination exercise performed by an apprentice. But we tend to stick with none of the above whenever there's multiple choice. You didn't mean the vile, malignant blob, did you? We bought it at an all-night auction. Nobody wanted it. We got it just for the removal costs. We just thought it would help fill the room. Nobody's sure what it is. Actually, we think part of it's missing. Or, more troublingly, mayhaps it is the missing piece of something even larger. That actually applied to both. But don't worry too much about the blob. Yes, it's carnivorous. But, like the 1950s movie it starred in, it'll talk you to death long before it nibbles away at you. Keep growing bigger until it consumes Vitchmick Hall and all the surrounding village people? No, apparently that's just Hollywood rumor. The blob also assures us it isn't a metaphor for the creeping horrors of communism that can be defeated only by freezing it in a Cold War. The blob insists that it's actually less meaningful than critics might want to believe. It self-identifies as a down-to-earth, multinucleate mass of undifferentiated cells that may move in an amoeboid-like fashion during the search for nutrients. Are its final requests? As we understand it, when the day arrives that the plasmodium finally transforms into a sponge-like etherium, which then degrades and darkens in color, the blob asks that its spores be dispersed by beetles. Seems reasonable enough. Alas, no. They are all currently full of the stuff. Luckily, our housekeeper, Wincham May Collar, has one continuing education credit in the stuff mitigation. And so we must bid you buenas noches, as they say in Equatorial Guinea. Yes, it means hush-a-bye, tiny dreamer.
Almost live. It's Professor Oddfellow's Penetralia.
After dark.
Welcome to the glamorous and slightly more expensive nighttime edition of Penetralia. Don't we have a new logo? Do I have a monologue? No, I wasn't asked back. In that case, let's welcome the first and only guest, Viscount Dr. Winchell McCollar of the Phenomenally Strange Institute. Have we ever met?
Never heard of you. Before we go any further, Professor, we'd like to clarify the name of our organization. It's the Institute of Strange Phenomena, not the Phenomenally Strange Institute.
Oh dear, I do apologize.
That's quite all right. Our parents always get it wrong too.
Now, the flyer you slipped under my windshield wiper explained that you've been studying mysterious television transmissions from other dimensions.
Exactly.
Such as, dare I say it, grave mood rings?
Yes, recently our investigations have focused on grave mood rings in particular.
And have you arrived at any conclusions?
Professor Oddfellow, this will shock you, but we have gathered incontrovertible evidence that whoever or whatever is writing, performing, editing, subtitling, and broadcasting grave mood rings into our dimension, that they are familiar with an Earth television program called Dark Shadows. Are you astonished?
Not as astonished as when we rehearsed this earlier. Nonetheless, I'm sure our viewers are amazed by your claim, and you say you have evidence.
Absolutely. In fact, we've compiled it into a slideshow, which we will take you through step by astounding step.
Terrific. Slideshows are good, cheap television, and we'll do that right after this. Where did that card come from?
They sell them downstairs in the gift shop.
Do you have our slides ready?
So talk us through this. What are we looking at here?
This may be difficult for the laity to parse, especially as it's not pictured, but it's donuts.
Oh yes, now that you point it out, I think I can intuit the implication of donuts.
And then, brace yourself, a riddle.
A riddle?
Your trained eye observed the question mark. Do you see what we're getting at?
Well, I'm not sure. And we still have a lot of time to fill. Just because there's a riddle doesn't prove.
Not just any old riddle. These are rather pitiful riddles.
Well, that is more convincing.
Next, no, we took that one out. We see a vampire, a werewolf, a housekeeper, a doctor.
That's a female doctor.
Your point? You'll remember that Edgar Allan Poe identified Dr. Mikalovich as an old woman. We also have, wait for it, a screaming skull. And, no, we took that one out.
Yes, I'm starting to see what you mean. But surely there isn't.
Dancing and singing? Doggedly.
Incredible. But Viscount Doctor, I have to ask the questions that our viewers will be asking. What about ghosts and demons? And could this just be a coincidence?
Mere coincidence, even with the exact title of Grave Moody Ring, brazenly coupled with the strange riddles that make no sense? But for the doubting tomcats, we have 15 more slides.
What's that?
It's all right. It's just our imptometer.
Imptometer?
That's right, Professor. Based on the readings we're getting, we should be prepared for some early signs of emptying. It's not a certainty, mind you. This level of beeping is more of an Emption watch than an Emption warning, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Imagine that! Viscount Fitch McCall called me Professor. I've never felt so respected and seen. And seen.
You've never mashed.
Blame Damocles' mustache.
You've never mashed.
I had to ditch the trash.
You've never mashed.
What words rhyme with mash?
We've never mashed.
It's all just balderdash.
It's a wonder I can remember which disco balls haven't been dusted yet, given the stress of working in a vampiric manor or a castle, depending on the background. What's this about background? I understand everything now, Housekeeper Winchame Caller. I know exactly what's going on. You do? Gotta be a first for anything. Speaking as a doctor, you're overcome with the classic worry of becoming a background character, drifting away from the spotlight's limelight, going out of the public eye. I thought the public eye was exorcised after Viscount Vichbacall invited the father over. The father? The one who asked me to call him Daddy? Yepper. Despite his get-up, he had no religious affiliation, else our vampiric employer couldn't have hosted him. I always wondered whether the holier-than-thou could expel demonic eyeballs. Never underestimate the forcefulness of those living with moral superiority. But our conversation has drifted yet again. Your predicament calls for a prescription. Have you ever tried the power of wistful thinking? Isn't that just a fad to fill bookstores and generate talk shows? Well, yes, but it's a fad that traces back to antediluvian times. Ah, the good old days of yore. The ancients seemed to know what they were talking about. And the way they upcycled vintage fashions, well, it makes this decade of the 1970s seem downright passé.
What's this about passé? I understand everything now, Housekeeper Winchemay Collar. I know exactly what's going on.
Doc, could you diagnose a chill pill for any of us?
Why on earth are fairy tales and a belief in Santa Claus taught to youngsters? Is it to disempower everyone? As people grow, they naturally dismiss childish things. No one should know about fairies until they've reached adulthood, and Santa should never gift children. Kids quickly grow past him, and then Christmas is ruined for the rest of their lives. It's as if Earthlings can't get anything right. Oh, I thought I'd been emptied. Tell me you didn't hear what I just said about the nature of free will and victimhood.
Remind me?
About how we incarnate in this 3D illusion with our script all planned out, and though we can improvise along the way, all the challenges and hardships were pre-written, as if we're going for some sort of cosmic Oscar award and need a juicy role to earn it. So there's no such thing as victimhood since we bring everything onto ourselves?
No, we did not hear that.
Phew. Because victimization addicts can't stand to hear they're the producer, director, screenwriter, and star of their own universes. They'll hang up on you if...
Once that glue dries, and as long as Bigfoot doesn't sit in the Viscount's chair again...
Evening, Dr. Mihalkovich. It's time for that TV show our housekeeper can't stop summarizing. Shall we watch it too, so as to beat her to the recap?
But your lordships, the glue.
Prescribe yourself a chill pill, Doctor. TV on. Welcome to Vitchwell Predicts. How gauche, yet we can't pull ourselves away.
Vitchwell's resemblance to your lordships is striking.
Don't they say that television always adds 10 wherewithals? Our first prediction, as Lil Vitchwell, was in this spring there will be growth. Our accuracy has never faltered. Gauche, yet we seem glued to our seat. We now predict that by 1979, cities around the world will be affected by a great schism, with the village people dividing into separate communities of just cowboys, just construction workers, just leathermen, just GIs and sailors, just Native Americans, and an additional community for the variable cops, admirals, athletes, gigolos, nondescript members.
I wonder how such a schism would affect the village people's uncontrollable hungers and maddened, crazed lusts.
Lacking Vitchwell's gift, we'd shy from predicting anything regarding unspeakable urges. Such a schism will not affect the village people's uncontrollable hungers and maddened, crazed lusts, and the end of the world will yet occur as the 1970s final hour says goodnight. No prophet before us, Nostradamus, St. Odile, Mother Shipton, the Bible, even took the trouble to predict beyond the 1970s. And as you and we meet on a dark alleyway on that fateful New Year's Eve,
And if we make small talk about what we have planned for the morrow, we will open our mouths and no words will come out, for we will have no future. Speaking of which, what are your plans for the morrow, Doctor?
We're Viscount Bitchmacall. Imagine a world where time drifts slowly. A world where strains carry you away. Experience Nocturnal Moods, the perfect soundtrack for your inability to give up the ghost. Direct from West Witchwick, a collection treasured by village people everywhere. Set adrift with the timeless pleasures of Ain't So Many Songs Are About... Set adrift with the timeless pleasures of Ain't So Many Songs Are About Rainbows.
Ain't so many songs are about rainbows, but now there is one more.
Or take a trip into the unknown with Beauregard Summit.
This moon ring stuck on blue. We don't know if you still view, but if you knew what we're going through, you wouldn't indulge us boo-boo. We'd scale Beauregard Summit if we knew that we'd discover Summit as in you. We'd build the highest belfry and we'd take in the view over High Tea just for thee. Without you, dear, our death means nothing to us. No matter what you binge, we're sure to be nonplussed. We may not get to heaven, but you know we'd take it to 11 all for you.
No other collection puts you in the Navy like We Were Blue.
Occupies the space where dark browns till very recently did indecently change. Now our fangs are changed, slowly rearranged. Wrinkles are gone, twinkles are on. We were blue, yes we were indigo completely through and through. Because nobody loved us, we were blue. And our ring gleamed at us so sweetly that the dark and cloudy sky called down howdy. We were blue. But now we're waiting on the breezes, something new has gone and happened, you see, till our ring sent out that SOS plea, and we knew it was spelling out we were blue. But now that sorrowful disease is gone away to stay, and we're flappy.
Nocturnal Moods, only available from Sellers.
This letter came in the mail, but I can't make heads or tails of it.
Why heads or tails plural? A letter has only one of each.
True, that's why it's called letter head. My emphasis.
Not at all. Any emphasis of yours is an emphasis of mine.
And yet, a Vervithal, or for that matter any other coin, has only one head and one tail. But we call heads or tails plural when flipping a coin.
Now look what you've done.
I kind of like it.
But it's a character from Grave Mood Rings, and you know what happens whenever we...
We're Baron Borgesmord.
Vike?
Oh, sorry.
The Viscount just had a Borgasm.
We're Viscount Bitchmacall, and tonight's episode of Grave Mood Rings is brought to you by Scranton Square Roots, a complete Arcadian rummage in one convenient halide. You can Viscount on it.
Well, Mr. V keeps vampires hours, so you'll have to call back after sundown.
Wencha May, have you seen Sphinx? I can't seem to get any service in the Great Banquet Hall.
Sphinx works remotely on Tahooza-Days. Don't you worry, though. As soon as I get a West Witchwick minute, I'll set up a buffet.
Sphinx works remotely? Are we even saying that in the 1970s?
Look, I'll show you. TV on.
What mountain range is easily traversed by automobile?
The Carpathians.
Oh, I see you've risen.
Good evening, Doctor. We've just been perusing the accounts, and we must congratulate you. Though we knew that Haunted Donuts had agency, we were not certain they'd have legs, as we say in show business.
They have legs? The Borgus, or the cold collation, is laid out in state for all-night breakfast. Would you like to dig in?
We will flip you a 3-headed Vervithal for first refusal rights.
That's very generous of you, I'm sure, Mr. V. But how can I see the flip side when there is no flip side?
Use your polarized lenses.
My Polaroids? Thanks for reminding me. This snap I took of you auto-finished cooking. That's funny. It's blank. Oh, bats. I keep forgetting.
Mama, please take your Polaroid away.
Would Vike actually say that?
We now return to the KNOT Sunday Family Matinee presentation of Frog Day Afternoon.
I wonder what frogs do in the winter. Do they hop south?
We've heard that if one turns the heat up on a frog in a pan of water, it'll vilify one unmercifully.
Justifiably hopping mad, I'd say. Oh, a mime! Viscount Fitchmacall, do you think mimes ever speak ill of one another?
Speaking of sick mimes, do they make a sound when they cough? How would they shout for help if they were trapped in a burning car?
Oh, and their water buckets are always filled with glitter.
We think you're confusing mimes with clowns.
Well, I'd say whatever turns a frown upside down.
You just have.
Next week, a major milestone in broadcast television, a KNOT made-for-TV movie event, the 1968 biopic, A Life's Worth of Vervithals, the Viscount Fitchmacall story, followed by Wee Viscount Chasing Down Sunsets.
You were famous enough that they made a movie about you?
2, to be exact. Which reminds us, we should work on our 3rd memoir.
Viscount Fitchmacall, having read your 2 previous memoirs and this new rough draft, how can I put this? Your life since has become lackluster. It's just a series of cheap get-rich-quick schemes. Like when you were reduced to selling ornate bootleg wedding cakes on a street corner.
Wedding cakes, wedding cakes. Wedding cakes, we've got all the fondant you need. Ganache, buttercream, meringue, wedding cakes. How about you, madame? Wedding cakes, we've got all the wedding cakes. What? Wedding cakes, we've got all the fondant you need. Ganache, buttercream, meringue, wedding cakes. How about you, madame? Wedding cake. Sorry. Final wedding cakes got me. Wedding cakes, we've got all the fondant you need. Ganache, buttercream, meringue, wedding cakes. It's too stupid. Wedding cakes, we've got all the fondant you need. Ganache, buttercream, meringue, wedding cakes. How about you, madame? Wedding cake. I can't get up my... How about you, madame? Let's just end there. I can't get through it. I can't get through it. Wedding cakes, wedding cakes. We've got all the fondant you need. Ganache, buttercream, meringue. Wedding cakes? How about you, madame? Wedding cakes?
You stay away from me and my hubby, you no good charlatan. Nobody wants your addictive wedding cakes. Karate chop!
Oh!
No sudden moves, Pally. You got a license to sell these there wedding cakes?
We have it right here, officer.
And you can't even keep track of your schemes. Rhubarb, 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 rhubarb.
Since I'm caught, I'll confess everything. So why bribe the animal control officer, you ask? Simple. A skunk in a tea house is worth 2 in a dessert cart.
Tea house? Dessert cart?
We aren't talking about my tea cake cousins?
No.
Worse yet, who knew skunks couldn't follow complicated instructions? Ah, then you must be referring to last Saturday's stratagem. We'll confess. Why tie a string of sausages to the butcher's bumper? Simple. We knew that by rush hour, West Witchwick's wild dog pack would be scrounging along its highways and byways, looking for their evening meal, and...
Dog pack?
Sausages? Highways and byways?
We aren't talking about my purloined tenderloin scheme?
I don't think so. Let me marinate on it.
We just wanted our piece of the chicken pot pie, and who could blame us?
And then that lounge album you croaked out, what was it? Vitch McCollin Tahiti? The rest of it's just a sad series of correspondences with the famous and wealthy, which are rarely returned. Except for Elton John.
Oh, Elton has always been a gem.
Welcome to Studio 70. The Cincinnati 101 Strings are here tonight. So ladies, hide your cocaine. I'm just kidding, they're all 90. And nobody's doing cocaine in Studio 70.
Truman Capote, welcome. Donna Summer, welcome. Andy Warhol, welcome. Gloria Gaynor.
Viscount Vitch McCall.
I'm sorry, but you're not on the list.
I'm one of the Warhol Voggles.
I'm sorry, but the Woggles are all in.
Wait, the Sphinx worked at Studio 70?
Wait, you can hear our thoughts?
Quick, y'all, the movie's on!
We love the smell of hot donuts in the morning.
Oh, we're here!
Believe it or not, that's not us. Many shows employ body doubles for dangerous stunts.
You can hardly tell. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have looked at all. I would rather not have looked at all than looked that wrong direction.
Singin', howlin', suspectin', dustin', and riddlin', it's Grave Mood Rings, next.
Brought to you by Black Sparklers for Pop Pop, Pop Jr., and Lil Poppy. Only at Surreal Mart. And
Hackett's, an elegant beginning to the end.
Evening, Viscount Vitch McCall. It smells like the housekeeper Wincham May Caller has some Earl Grey in the tea kettle.
Impossible, Dr. McCollovich. An Earl ranks above a Viscount, and Mrs. Caller knows only too well not to taunt us with such reminders.
Do your lordships drink any other sort of tea, or only the liquid you people are most famous for drinking?
The expression, you people, is offensive, Doctor, especially with the forbidden scent of Earl Grey haunting the vestibules of its McCall. What does the renowned Bram Stoker say about tea?
If memory serves, yet why would it? Bramsey only ever mentions blood and wine. Perhaps in situations requiring polite sipping, a red tea would be more palatable for you, depraved nobleman.
Red tea's real name is Pu'er, and can you honestly expect us to sip something one shudders even to pronounce? Besides, it might stain our denticles.
Your lordships, may I ask why we're discussing tea in the first place?
Beside the fact that you're the one who brought it up?
Yes.
It's because Mrs. Caller has been watching Terror, Truth, and Tea Time on public access.
That actually does explain it. Whatever Wincham May has seen has an uncanny way of getting referenced.
Come to think of it, without references, what would there be to talk about?
I've heard it prescribed that when there's nothing left to talk about, stop and leave on a high note rather than drag it along.
High note? For Wincham May Caller. It's almost time for Bad Juju and J-Bone on the box.
Box is right, my vampiric boss man Viscount Vitchmacall. I'd never have guessed that a show about a big, empty cardboard box could be so compelling.
We were pondering that in our coffin before rising. Is the big box empty, or is it in fact full of metaphor, for lack of a simile?
You don't mean?
We do. The cardboard box could be non-contextual.
It could be a vessel for a marvelous kind of negative capability.
The important thing is it breathes.
Ooh, talking like this makes me feel like a mundane sophisticate, only without the finger foods. Oh, the show's starting.
So the box is transmogrified into a tea house.
The symbolism is almost overwhelming.
You don't mean?
We do. The strengthening of ties between individuals of the undead community.
That really is heartwarming. From what I've gleaned out back, the undead community suffers from erosion of social cohesion, and frankly, erosion in general. When was the last time yourselves heard respectful undead dialogue to tackle the root causes of deteriorating common ground?
Without a renewed sense of shared identity, unrest among the undead is sure to keep on
stumbling over isms?
Well, the undead are prone to stumble even on their best nights.
How can we help to build bridges, Viscount Bitch McCall?
Our moat's drawbridge is stuck, and perhaps for the best, given the odds of a village people uprising. We'll not trespass. Better to let the undead exhume the undead.
Would it be improper for me to note that as a creature of the night, you yourselves might classify as one of the...
Caller, we believe your break must be over by now. Surely the mirror balls need dusting.
Yepper, it's Tahuzaday, and that always means disco night at Bitch McCall. I don't have to be told twice to
do the hustle.
Grave mood rings. I'm what you may call her. I'll come clean with you. It was either tidy coffins or be all washed up.
Nights in this hall are a travesty, as in parody. Each in our crew is a lampoonist, if not a bassoonist. Although catch the strays in our flock, Zarin for a hello or shock. Every donut around here haunted scenes. That powdered ectoplasm torments my dreams. But time's no problem, it's a candelabrum. If the riddling sphinx drives you cuckoo,
just ask the psychic parrot if it's deja vu.
We wanna binge watch with you till the sunrise with you. Grave mood rings. Bitch McCall us.
The following program deals with mature subject matter and contains suggestive scenes of self-indulgence and self-gratification. Viewer discretion is advised.
Nothing, Arizona's last station.
What are you doing here? None of your business. Be that as it may, looks like Uncle Spooky has accepted our invitation to a pajama party and sleepover with the promise of sybaritic spectacles.
I assumed he wore bifocals. Last time I saw Uncle Spooky, I riddled him till he was blue in the face.
But Uncle Spooky is always blue in the face.
Oh, snap.
We just received Uncle Spooky's rider.
Aha! I'd wondered about that chariot at the front door.
No, a rider, as in a celebrity's list of ultimatums. Like how Farrah Fawcett demands keeping some of the furniture, even if it's attached to the wall. And how the Bee Gees require enough mics to go around. Let's see what 5 things Uncle Spooky requires. 1. A bathtub filled with worms.
You could check that one off already. The buggers will play havoc with one's ritual ablutions.
2. A bottle of Hoboken Cobra.
Hi there. When I'm getting ready to horror host, I like something smooth and luxurious. Hoboken Cobra. It's sultry and delicious.
Weird how that happens every time someone mentions
Hoboken Cobra?
Hoboken Cobra. Smooth and delicious.
3, a stack of vintage soap opera digests.
Uncle Spooky can borrow some of mine if you're a few digests short of a stack.
We've been told we are. 4, a bag of clumping kitty litter.
Wincha May might check the basket room. Isn't changing the boxes one of her duties as chairwoman?
It's charwoman, and no, she won't do church windows or Supreme Being's comfort stations. And finally, Uncle Spooky demands soft lighting.
If only I, too, had demanded that back in the day. Raw exposure has left my face in ruins. I'm hideous! Hideous!
How many sphinges does it take to change a light bulb?
I heard that. It's 4 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening.
I must say, Grave Mood Rings is a tough act to precede. And then those 70s tropes always leave me hungry for whatever decade comes next.
The 80s?
Is that what it is? How do you figure?
Well, there's a pattern to it, like 6, 7, 8, 9. The decades went 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
I can't believe I never noticed that.
Welcome back to the 1970s, when a coast-to-coast flight takes 7 hours, with a brief comb over in the Midwest. Elvis is in the White House, Belushi's in the Animal House, and Snoopy is on the Dog House. Updike is with Random House, Cora is with Maxwell House, and Blintzes are at the Rascal House on Collins Avenue, North Miami Beach. Meanwhile, here at Vitch McCall, the keeper of the house is our own Wincha May Caller.
Mrs. Caller will no longer be appearing on Grave Mood Rings. She's now starring in a spin-off.
We were gonna have one of the resident cytosines do the theme music, but ironically, parrots aren't polyphonic.
Well, it's banners to Bixby's. My life's going to be different from now on, seeing as how a rich relative whose existence I've never mentioned before has bequeathed me a glittery resort on the Gold LeMay coast.
We're Viscount Vitch McCall. Haunted by a mustache of Damocles? Try Occam's Razor. Always the simplest solution. Available at Vikea.
What did the famous actor do when his remains were conveyed to the wrong cemetery?
Rehearse.
Oh, snap.
You can't get the wood, you know. That should have been Mrs. Caller's line, and she even took her laugh track with her.
Mind you, I'm not setting myself as some kind of arbiter. I've never bitten an R in my life. Uh-oh, am I being preempted?
No, don't worry, you're being canceled.
Well, dog my bats. Well, here I am back at Vitch McCall, where we're going to pretend I've been all along, as if nothing had happened. And it's a good thing, too, because these telegrams from your agent, Scale of Viparetto, have really been piling up in the vestibule during my non-absence. You know, Signor, given that you're a snake hand puppet, it's hard to believe you've had such an illustrious career in the opera world. Have you really starred in all the Italian operas?
Si.
And the German ones, too?
Ja.
And the Russian ones?
Of Korsakov. And now, if you'll excuse me, I must practice my, wait for it, scales.
Next time on Grave Mood Rings, The Curse of the Sphinx.
What the actual bleeping bleep?
next week.
Holding on to the 1970s with the very last bobby pin, it's Very Gravy Special on KNOT.
Best to stop aging. I'm asking for a vampire. Why would a boss pay for silence? I'm asking for a housemaid. Cryogenics will last how long? I'm asking for the frozen. And why would a sphinx riddle vampires? Why pretend to be a doctor? Why constantly dust off disco balls? And why are the village people uprising? And why?
Holding on to the 1970s with the very last bobby pin, it's a very gravy special on KNOT.
Saw TV from outer space. I'm asking for a viewer. What age is best to stop aging?